Good day to all. Today our topic is thermal properties of materials. So the thermal concepts also plays with the material science because every phase alloy diagram concentrated about temperature and composition, so that the awareness of thermal properties with material science also plays vital. Myself, Dr. B. Suresh Kumar, Department of Mechanical Engineering, K. Ramakrishnan College of Technology, Tiruchirappalli. So, if we want to discuss thermal properties, means we should aware about what is the meaning of heat, what is meant by temperature, what is the meaning of thermal energy. Likewise, we should aware, and also what is the difference between heat and temperature. These are all the basic things should aware. Okay, so heat. What is meant by heat? Heat is the transferring thermal energy between molecules within a system. Here molecules is the arrangement of atoms, and system. In thermodynamic, system means a body of matter or radiation confined in space by walls with defined permeabilities which separate it from its surroundings. Okay, which is the thermodynamic system, and this system is measured in joules. Okay, so heat measures how energy moves or flows on the system, which is known as heat. How the energy transfers from one place to another place in the system, we should aware this with heat. After that, what is temperature, which is also important in thermal properties. So temperature describes the average kinetic energy movement. Kinetic energy movement of molecules. Here movement of small atoms and molecules within a material or a system, and is measured by Celsius, Kelvin, Fahrenheit or Rankine. These are all the unit system followed for measure the temperature. It is a measurable physical property of an object, also known as the state variable. And also in heat description, we should discuss about thermal energy. So that what is meant by thermal energy? The thermal energy meaning is produced when a rise in temperature causes atoms and molecules to move faster and collide with each other. The energy that comes from the temperature of the heated substance is called the thermal energy. So, the thermal energy of an object is the energy contained in the motion and vibration of its molecules. The thermal energy is measured through temperature. So, thermal energy always deals with the motion and the vibration of particles inside the system. So these are all the basic elements we should aware about before going into study about thermal properties of material science. And then next, the properties. What are all the properties are available with the material science? Yes, the first property is melting point and boiling point. Here, what is meant by melting point? The melting point is the temperature at which the solid and liquid phases of a pure material are in equilibrium. So, the melting point is ensures the equilibrium condition when the material is in solid phase and liquid phase. Okay, and then the boiling point. The boiling point is the temperature at which the vapor pressure of a liquid equals the pressure of the surroundings. So here I have another doubt. What is meant by vapor pressure? Vapor pressure of an element at a given temperature is related to the ratio of the temperature on the absolute scale to the boiling point of the element. Now you are aware about the boiling point, melting point, and then what is vapor pressure. Likewise you are aware. The next property is thermal expansion. Every object, if you heat, it may expand. So that thermal expansion also plays vital in material science. So most solid materials expand upon heating and contract when cooled. The change in length with temperature for a solid material can be expressed by this equation. So if I give a heat on that this length bar, it may expand from its original state, or otherwise if I cool means it contracts from its original state, which is known as thermal expansion. This thermal expansion is explained with the above below expression, which is LF minus LO divided by LO is equal to alpha 1 into capital TF minus capital T0. Here, what is LF, what is L0? LF is the final length, LO is the original length. Here you are aware what is LO and what is LF. If I add the delta L with the original length, means I can get the final length. So that the final length minus original length divided by original length is equal to another Greek letter. There is alpha 1 available. What is the meaning of that alpha 1? Alpha 1 is called the linear coefficient of thermal expansion. Then these are all known as the parameters available with the thermal expansion equation. And then TF and TO is also available. TF means the final temperature, TO means the original temperature of the body. So that with this expression we can identify the thermal expansion of the material. If I heat or cooling affects the all dimensions of a body. If I heat or cool the body, means the dimensions of the body may affect with a resultant change in volume. Volume change may be determined because with this dimensional change, volume may be changed. So that the volume change also we can identify. Here for identification of volume change with this for expression, which means delta V divided by VO is equal to alpha into V delta T. Here alpha V represents the volume coefficient of thermal expansion. Alpha V is an anisotropic in thermal expansion, and thermal expansion is isotropic. Here what is anisotropic and what is meant by isotropic? Anisotropic means which having a physical property which has a different value when measured in different directions. And example is wood, which is stronger along the grain than across it, which is meant by isotropic. And then what is anisotropic, which means anisotropic. Then what is isotropic? Isotropic having a physical property which has the same value when measured in different directions. So that in this volumetric equation there is alpha V available. Alpha V is always anisotropic and thermal expansion always in isotropic position. Here another condition is also available, which is alpha V is approximately 3 into alpha 1. Okay, alpha V is the volumetric change, volumetric coefficient. And then how can I relate with this coefficient of thermal expansion? Always alpha V is equal to 3 into alpha 1, which is the relationship between thermal expansion and volumetric change. And then next property, heat capacity, is also important in material science. What is meant by heat capacity? Heat capacity is the property that represents the ability of a material to absorb heat from external surroundings. It is the amount of energy required to produce unit temperature rise in the body. Okay, which can be represented with the equation of C is equal to dQ by dt. Here dQ is the energy required to produce dt temperature change. So heat capacity is ordinary specified per mole of material. Okay, for most practical purposes, the quantity used in the specific heat capacity or specific heat, which is the quantity of heat required to change by 1 degree the temperature of a body of material of unit mass, which can be expressed as joule per kilogram Kelvin. So now you are aware about what is heat capacity, and also you may aware about what is specific heat capacity in materials. So there are really two ways in which the specific heat can be measured. So measurement of specific heat also important, in that the measurement according to the environmental conditions accompanying the transfer of heat. One is the specific heat capacity while maintaining the specimen volume constant. The other is for constant external pressure. So volume and pressure plays vital in specific heat. The magnitude of Cp, which means external pressure, is always greater than Cv. Cv means volume constant. So, however, this difference is very slight for most solid materials at room temperature and below the room temperature. So, these are all the important things with respect to heat capacity which are available with the materials. So now you are aware about what is meant by specific heat and the heat capacity of material. So now we can move to thermal conductivity, which is important property in material characterization. So that what is thermal conductivity? Thermal conduction is the phenomenon by which heat is transported from high to low temperature regions of a substance. So that every substance, if you are considering any substance, the heat is transferred from higher energy level to lower energy level, which is temperature, which is known as thermal conductivity. This property characterizes the ability of a material to transfer heat is the thermal conductivity, which is defined as the following expression, which is Q is equal to minus K into dt by dx. The units for Q and K are, the Q is denotes as heat flux. Okay, the heat flux can be represent with the unit of watt per meter square. So the heat flow per unit time per unit area is heat flux. Okay, which is area being taken as that perpendicular to the flow direction. And then K, here in this expression there is K available. K is the thermal conductivity, and dt by dx is the temperature gradient through the conducting medium. The units for Q and K. Okay, the Q, heat flux, can be represented with the watts per meter square, and K can be, which is thermal conductivity, can be represented with the watts per meter into Kelvin. So now you can understand what is thermal conductivity. And then thermal conductivity has its inherent properties. It should be noted that the above equation is valid for only steady state heat flow, that is for situation in which the heat flux does not change with the time. Here the minus sign, you see here minus sign is available. The minus sign in this equation indicates that the direction of heat flow is from hot to cold or down the temperature gradient. So far the minus symbol available with this heat flux equation. After that there is vibration also available with the heat flowing. So because the thermal vibration of the free electrons in metallic crystals is a major contributor to the high thermal conductivity of solid materials. So free electron vibration is the major contributor in higher thermal conductivity of solid materials. The values of the thermal and electrical conductivities of a metal at any given temperature are related. The ratio between the two is called the Weidmann-Franz ratio, which was developed by Gustav Heinrich Weidmann and Rudolf Franz. Okay, and then electrical resistivity means which is nearly proportional to the absolute temperature, which can be identified by Lorentz number. This is approximately constant. A more exact relation between the two conductiveness is defined by Bundred and Kallenbach equation, which is K is equal to this expression, K is equal to capital A into sigma T plus capital B into capital T. Here the terms capital A and capital B are the constants for the free electrons and ionic contributions for a given material. And then because of the difficulty involved in measuring thermal conductivity compared to electrical resistivity, the relation is useful in estimating the thermal conductiveness of alloys as well as the metals. So thermal conductivity is important by these equations. It should be noted that because both electrical and thermal conductivities rely on the migration of free electrons, temperature is not the only factor that affects these properties. Anything that distorts the crystal structure, such as thermal vibrations of the ions, crystal vacancies and dislocations, grain boundaries, interstitial and solute ions, and elastic and plastic strain will increase resistance to conduction. So these are all the important thing available with the thermal conductivity. We should aware to study the thermal conductivity of materials, which are crystal structure, thermal vibrations of the ions, crystal vacancies, dislocations, grain boundaries, the interstitial solute ions, and elastic and plastic strains. These are all the important thing we should aware before study the thermal conductivity of material. And then finally we can discuss thermal diffusivity. What is meant by thermal diffusivity? Which is the useful measure of the speed at which heat spreads throughout the metal object. So the transfer of heat from one point to another point in solid material is called as thermal diffusivity, which is also important in material science, and this property can be calculated by dividing the thermal conductivity, what we discussed in previous slide, by the product of the specific heat capacity and the density of the metal. So these are all the important factors we should aware before study the thermal diffusivity. So, okay, in previous video we discussed about what is meant by density of the metal. In this video we discussed about thermal conductivity and specific heat capacity. From these three things we can identify the thermal diffusivity of the material, which means the heat spreads and the speed of the heat within the material, which is thermal diffusivity. The units of thermal diffusivity are meter square per second, because it always follows the speed, so that which can be represented by meter square per second, and the value describes the rate at which the spherical area within the object, that is at a given temperature, okay, expands from a point heating source. So that how the heating source emits the heat energy. From this we can describe the area, spherical area within the object. From this we can identify the heat energy transfer from one place to another place with the aid of speed, which can be explained with the thermal diffusivity. Okay, these are all the thermal properties we should aware before studying the material science. Thank you all.